if YouTube, like, if your stream is short enough, like, if it's just a minute or two, it just deletes it automatically and then restarts another one. Because last time, like, I think the one when Brian was over, I started it and stopped it a couple times.
Mm. There we go.
See if your mic works. Yep. All right. Should be good.
Cool. Send that out. Send that puppy out. There we go.
Only 17 minutes late.
Already got some likes. Damn, Brian must be ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
Let's try and monitor that chat. How do I bring that up on my...
The only way to do it is to have the stream on.
Okay.
And just have it on mute.
Let me do that.
Yeah, I tend to miss it when I say that I'm monitoring it.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. No, don't play it. Go to YouTube.
Pre-show.
Pre-show.
Hey, yo. Pre-show.
Do we have anyone in the chat yet? Brian, are you here? Let's see.
Finally got the banner
Boom.
up. And should be further to the left. But
looking good.
What are you going to do?
How do I make this? Is this the chat right there?
Yeah, just click the box. Yeah. Nope, yep. Is that what you want?
Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, we ready to do this?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 3-Step Flop. As always, my name is Gator Strand, and here with me today,
Tony Hotel.
Tony, thanks for introducing yourself.
Co-host extraordinaire.
How are you?
Pretty good. Feeling clear due to sober October.
Yeah, Tony's doing this whole sober October thing. I'm not a fan.
I don't think anybody. The response that I got when I posted it in the group chat was lukewarm at best.
Yeah, this is my favorite month. My favorite month to drink because it has my birthday in it, October 18th, for anyone that cares.
Yeah. Send presents to his address. I'm not going to say on stream.
Right.
Because I don't want to dox you.
Yeah. Plus Halloween. There's just lots of reasons to party and drink, and Tony's going to skip out on all those reasons. So.
Asheville.
We're going to Asheville next week.
But if I was going, I would not be doing sober October. I think Brian and Lauren mentioned that they might join me after Asheville for like a sober end of October, early November type situation.
Guess what's after Asheville? That's my birthday. So you took away 3 of my friends, including yourself, that are not going to drink on my birthday.
Well, let me just say, I know this isn't related to the bad quarterback, but that's okay because the less we talk about football, the better. My intention was I did not expect anybody to join me. I was not doing that. I was simply offering it and also to hold myself accountable so that I was telling people that I was going to do it. And that way, if they saw me drinking, then they could give me shit for it. So that tends to be the best way for me to motivate myself to do things is to tell everyone else, and then they can make me feel bad about it. So it's working
I'll make
so
you feel
far.
bad. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. You already made me feel real bad so far.
Yeah. Well, you've got your water, so that's good. I've got some coffee. We're both going sober for this podcast right now, but it's a beautiful Friday. It's a special podcast because it's not a Monday night. It's Friday.
Yes.
Hopefully, we'll get some more people on the chat because of that. But
one would hope. But, it doesn't seem to matter when we do this podcast.
No one can join us ever. So, yeah. That spot's for you.
There's a tumbleweed. You can't see it, but it's going across the ground.
All right, let's get into things. First, before we get into the points and everything, I want to bring up something that was brought up like week 1 Cam, your team name is still Cameron's Crazy Team.
It's just unacceptable.
I know that's a Yahoo-generated name, and
You're not fooling anybody.
Frankly, it's bullshit. All right, we've called you out. I know you've at least listened to one podcast, so that needs to change.
Everybody's has their name. A lot of people have kept it the same throughout the years. Some people switch it every year, like myself. I think it's another part of the league, like the nickname is for each player when you select them in the draft, that adds a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of opportunity for shit talk, or to put down a quarterback in the league. Like, I think someone has Mahomes, right?
Yeah, that's Lauren.
Lauren had, yeah. So
chilling with my homies.
There you go. You can,
which that's another thing for me when I'm going through and writing everyone's scores down and everything. The teams that change every year, I have to remember who's who. It's very confusing.
I always forget who's who.
So if you also can upload a picture of yourself or something, that would be great too. But we don't have a lot.
There's
also, T-Bone, your girl, John. At least he's been that forever. But Tebow's no longer
he's not
relevant.
He hasn't been for quite some time.
And I know it's a Diwatel, and it starts with T, so I think it's you sometimes.
Yeah.
And it just.
But you have to know that mine is always rapper related.
Right. At least there's that. All right, let's get into last week then. I want to start things off with Aaron. Talk shit about Aaron, as always.
Hey, who did Aaron go with? Well, it's not there.
Aaron went with, I've got this here,
Mitch Trubisky.
Yes.
Mitch had a
oozing turd mound
game.
Trubisky.
I think he threw 6 touchdowns.
Negative 27 points.
Yeah, rough game for Aaron. Just 7 incomplete passes. So right off the bat, you got problems. 350 yards, 6 touchdowns, just 1 sack. There was no point in this game that Aaron had any shot of getting any points.
No, and you know what? I love it because Aaron is now finally back down with me. He's just barely under me. So, in terms of my rivalry, this is the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, so that puts Aaron 7th, right below you by less than
decimals.
A point. So that is very tight there.
And I had the second worst week this week with -3.
So you guys both had an opportunity to leapfrog each other, and you both fell to the occasion rather than rose.
We did. But at least Aaron did it in a fantastic fashion.
Yeah.
With Mitch.
Can't fault Aaron for this pick here. It looks like he was picking, let's see, fairly late. 2, 3, 4, 5. So he was picking 7th. Is that right? Is my math correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of surprising that Trubisky fell that far. 8th, even further. I don't know. It's maybe Trubisky's looking better. I haven't picked him this year, so I haven't watched him. But
I haven't either.
I still have that bad taste in my mouth from last year where he looked like poopy doopy mishmash, as Aaron would say. Hard to fault him going against Tampa Bay, who had been pretty hot and scoring a lot of points, giving other quarterbacks a lot of opportunities on the field to screw up. Unfortunately, this time he rose to the occasion and just threw touchdowns almost every time he threw the ball. So
Aaron now has first pick this week. Who do you think Aaron's going to go with the first pick?
Oh man,
who would you go with if you're number 1? I have mine, but I'm second, and I don't want to tell Aaron who I would go with.
Okay.
So I want your opinion.
Let's see. Let me take a look here. I would say you got who is Taysom Hill? Okay, no, there's some buys this week, so he's not a starter. Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Versus Denver. You got Josh Allen versus Tennessee. Tennessee's not any good. Josh Rosen at San Francisco. I mean, I would probably take Josh Rosen, honestly.
Would you?
Yeah. Even though San Francisco has their own issues, Arizona's just so bad. Like, just every aspect of their team is just shit.
So that's who Brian went with last week, and he only got 6.4 points.
Really?
Yeah, with Josh Rosen's first start ever.
Holy shit! Okay.
I know.
So let's see. Let's pull up that game while we're talking about it.
I thought Rosen was for sure going to get Brian more points than that.
Yeah. Well, I guess he It looks like just 15 for 29 for 180 yards. So it sounds like a lot of short passes and not a lot of risks being taken there. Seattle, though, has also kind of – they're not Seattle anymore.
Well,
they're
the
not
week
the Seattle we
before
remember.
is what Alex went with Dak Prescott against Seattle, I think, the week before, and Seattle absolutely ruined Prescott. So if Seattle can do that to Prescott, then why didn't they do it to Rosen?
I think because we're finding out that Dak Prescott's not very good. That's what I think.
I mean, he got drafted again this week and didn't do great. We're jumping all over the place
we
now.
Really are.
We are, but that's fine. Let's see who got.
We don't need any sort of structure here.
Alex went with Dak Prescott back-to-back. He had him last week, and he had him this week.
The rare back-to-back.
Yes,
selection.
And Alex only got 4.9 points.
Yeah.
I think Dak Prescott is still a thing, just because I've said it before. Ezekiel Elliott is a freaking monster.
Yeah, that helps to have a nice running game.
And one of the announcers broke it down, one of their touchdowns, and you can see the linebackers have their eyes on Zeke the whole time, and it totally opens up a lot of receivers.
It makes sense. Also, he's got some mobility too.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps. 3 sacks, a fumble. So I guess they recovered the fumble. 255 yards, 10 incomplete passes. And that was against Detroit, who they only beat Detroit by 2, and I think Detroit is shit. Now, Austin, you can tell.
I think so too.
Austin, you've watched more Lions games than me, but I think Detroit is like on the down swing right now. They have not
until they play
me.
The Patriots and we bet on them. Then
right. Well, that's why they won, is because we bet on them.
Right.
That's the way that it works. Speaking of teams on the downswing, the Patriots, even though they went dirty girl this week, man, we were.
I know.
Did we do coke before this podcast?
I've
Just
got
like
caffeine in me.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's the caffeine.
Man, well, since we're just jumping all over the place, let's talk about mine for a moment.
Okay.
I got -3. I drafted a Thursday QB, which I hate to do.
The old Thursday quarterback.
I was down on
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I was down on the 9th spot, I believe, and maybe 10th, and I was worried about, what my options would be. And I think I've learned my lesson. Unless you're 11th or 12th, you shouldn't have to feel forced to pick a Thursday QB. Even then,
yes, I never feel forced to pick a Thursday QB, but I would agree, because if you're 11th or 12th, I mean, think about some of the guys that you're going to have the opportunity to pick there if you don't favorite one of the Thursday QBs. So it's almost, and a lot of people I think they're still a little adverse to picking the Thursday QBs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if I'm 11 or 12, I'm definitely thinking about it. But again, I'm one of those people that doesn't like picking Thursday quarterbacks. I like to have the 1 o'clock, like you said, the 1 o'clock Sunday sort of have it go on with the madness of the other games going on. I think that's always better. I don't want to have to sit there and watch every night, every good play.
I know. It feels like I haven't picked in forever.
Right.
Like it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It has been a while.
But both of those quarterbacks were lighting it up.
Yeah.
Goff and Cousins were absolutely crushing it.
Makes no sense, because these two teams are supposed to have like two of the best defenses in the league. Minnesota's defense has looked like shit like since the beginning of the year. I picked them super early in my other league because I was like, I'm just going to get a good defense. Nope, they got me like -4 or some shit. I don't know anything anymore. I'm actually glad I'm not following it, because I would probably be way more frustrated than I am now.
That's why I was interested in both of those quarterbacks, just strictly based on the defense. But it turned into a shootout real quick.
Yeah.
Goff looks good, dude.
Yes.
Him and Mahomes are like the top 2 QBs right now.
Those are the two guys that I had some nice clips for. There were two throws that I wanted to show Jared Goff. I'm not going to be picking Jared Goff anytime soon. The guy's clearly got it figured out. All the kinks are worked out. The Rams are a fucking powerhouse. Their defense is solid. That Aaron Darnold, their defensive lineman, is a fucking machine.
Yeah.
I got a clip for him too. But this throw here.
Let's see him. It's about time for a clip.
Yeah. This throw was very impressive. Let's see. Full screen that, baby. I love those uniforms, by the way.
Yeah.
I wish they would go those full time. On the run, little drop right in the corner. That's beautiful. Cooper Kupp, I think that's his name. He's been
Cup
all
scored
over
like
the place,
4
too.
of their touchdowns.
He's been all
like
over.
That. It was insane.
Yeah, man, this is just like that's an athletic throw right there.
And he drops. He doesn't have a lot of room to
Nope,
lay
two
that
guys
in there.
on him, just puts it in the spot where his receiver is the only guy that can grab it. And then he also had this throw, which was maybe even more impressive throw, although it wasn't on the run. He was just dropping dimes left and right. See, I guess I can keep that on.
Yeah, man, I almost went with Goff, and
Look at
I'm
that.
so glad I didn't. Man.
Just a dime.
Yeah, the dude's a monster.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I don't know. Do we want to talk about all of the like flags at the same time, like all the like weird calls or shit like that, or while we're talking about this game, you want me to show you this? Aaron Donald?
Let's see this game.
Okay. This was Aaron Donald showing us all the correct way and the only way to tackle a quarterback. So everyone take note, because this is how you do it. That is how you do it right there.
It's perfect.
You do the old rope-a-dope toss.
Did you see the video I sent you of the NFL explaining the proper way to tackle?
I did not get around to watching that, although I should have.
Freaking annoying.
Yeah, well, that should be in the video because that's the only way you can do
Yeah.
it. And you'll notice, like, I guess this might be the NFL's rules working as expected, where he's coming in and Cousins is stepping up in the pocket, but you're going to have to try to, like, go from the back and sort of go at an angle rather than just a straight beeline, like, right for the quarterback.
I think you just have to be thinking about turning your body before you make the sack.
Yeah.
That's the only
you
way
can't
it can be done.
You can't have all your weight going out of control in one direction.
Right.
It's got to be controlled.
I still think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's silly. But as Brian posted, he posted those stats about how much more offense there's been in the league. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they want games that are 48-41. That's the kind of shit they want to see. I don't really feel like that's necessarily a more exciting game just when there's more points scored. I know some people like that, and maybe younger people maybe like that. They like to see, big touchdowns and big plays. But you can have just as many big plays on defense. You can have interceptions, fumbles, and whatnot. I guess they're probably trying to cut down on punts as well. Things like punting and field goals are no fun.
And as Lauren pointed out, it's leading to some extreme score changes in our league, which is something we're going to need if anyone's going to catch Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Austin is on an absolute tear.
Speaking of Thursday QBs, the guy was he had last pick this week, and he got 12 points. On Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, yeah.
Now, I know we really shouldn't talk about this game because that should be on the next podcast. But the point being, Austin
is kicking all of our asses.
Is killing it, and we can't have him win again. We can't do it.
He's up by like 60 points, or like how many is that? Yeah, almost 60 points.
Right, but he's played this week, and none of the rest of us have.
That's right.
But still, even if you take away his 12 points,
he's up 40,
right,
50. Yeah. So before we move on too far, I did have one more clip.
Yeah.
From the Minnesota game, this was another classic bad call. This was a case of a whistle being blown too early. Let me do this. So Thielen catches it. Nobody touches him, and they blow him down.
I only saw one replay of this during the game, and there may be a touch. Right there, right? Hold on. Go back.
Nah.
Go back.
Nah.
Go back.
I didn't see it.
You don't have a good angle.
I don't think that counts as a touch.
Listen, it's not there. It's not there. There, it's there. The knee might get some fingers.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hold on. Keep going. Stop. Not there. Not there. Right there.
But you can't be sure of that.
From a different angle, it's better. It's easier to see. This angle, no. You're right. But I think that there might be some touch right there.
Here's the point. They should have just let it go, because then the review would happen and they could mark them down. Again, that should always be the default, is just let it go on, and then if they want to review it, it's a touchdown probably. He's probably going to score a touchdown,
well, then
they'll review it.
The argument is, like, if you let that play go on and someone gets hurt, then he should have blown the whistle when it happened. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Football, okay? People are going to get hurt. That's the way it works. I disagree with that line of thinking, but it wasn't blatant. It was not a blatant bad call, but that's still a tough pill to swallow.
You're right.
If you're Adam Thielen and the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, if you're talking about bad calls,
I mean, we can talk about some other early whistles. There's plenty to talk about in the Browns game. Before we get to the flags, though, let's just do a little Baker Mayfield triage here.
Yeah, Taylor had Baker.
Yes, Taylor took Baker Mayfield. What did he end up with? He did have a pick six.
Taylor actually got a lot of points. She got 30.1 points.
Taylor's sitting pretty in third place.
I know.
Right now.
This is the highest she's ever been.
This is Taylor's year.
She's feeling really good about it.
Yeah,
and it was an auto draft pick too, so.
Oh, no wonder she's doing so well. Fuck. Here we go. Okay, so this was.
So let me say that Taylor saw this field and was like, "Are they playing on a baseball field?"
Yes,
they are.
That's
terrible.
I agree. Everybody agrees with you. Yeah. So this was I believe his first pass of the game. I don't know if you can really fully blame this on Baker, but it was not a good pass.
No, if it hits the hands, it's not necessarily Baker's fault.
That's what they say, but I think he also threw it he didn't throw it at him. The guy he kind of
slipped a little bit.
And I guess he's supposed to be coming back to the ball. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that play because that's kind of bad luck for Baker. It did hit him right in the hands. That's true. Yeah. Sorry, Baker. That's not on you. But in contrast to that, he did have this really nice play, which I think I mentioned before that Baker Mayfield has looked like
what Johnny should have been.
Exactly. And this is, I think, a great example of that. Let me back up here. This was a 3rd and 1 play, which they chose to pass on. I guess it's like a read option type play maybe. Yeah. He's just getting mauled, and he just tosses it over and gets the first down. Yeah. So that's a pretty impressive play for a rookie to stand in the face of pressure and just stay composed and make the throw.
Yeah, he didn't look up to the last second there.
He also got hit in the face.
Despite 30 points for Taylor, I think Baker looked pretty good for what the Browns need,
Well, I think that just the Browns in general look like a competent NFL football team.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the rushing stats, and Cleveland is the number 1 offensive rushing team. Their defense is pretty good. Their Chubb
Life.
Who's Chubb?
That's their running back, isn't it?
It's Carlos Hyde.
Don't they have that Chubb guy, though? He scored a touchdown.
They probably have a few running backs.
I think his name's
it's a
Nick
committee
Chubb.
Type thing. Oh, well, I don't
yeah,
know.
he ran like a 50-yard touchdown or something. But yeah, I forgot they do have Carlos
Yeah.
Hyde too, and he's always been solid for the Niners. I think I had a couple more.
Man, the Browns got shafted this game, man.
They really did. This one was probably it's really a debate on which one is the most egregious. This one's definitely up there. I was watching this one actually live, I believe, and I voiced my.
Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah, so this should have been Browns football at a pivotal time, 6 minutes to go in the game. That's blown dead as soon as he's hit. And that is just a blatantly clear fumble.
Possible touchdown.
Any way you slice it.
He hits it immediately out of his hands.
The first contact, the ball's out.
Yeah.
And the ref is freaking out. Don't touch him. Don't hurt him. And they blow the whistle. So
I cannot imagine being a Cleveland fan watching that
I mean, when you see that, this was Kirk Herbstreit who posted this, who was really upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. So that happened, and then this one is really, I guess, probably the more impactful missed call, which was the first down that was overturned. Deadspin did a whole deal on it. So the 3rd and 2. I mean.
That's a first down.
They initially give, you can't really see anything there, but they do bring the chains out. They give him the first down.
Right.
Just barely.
Right.
They show this replay. I guess it was challenged by the booth, right? Because it was inside 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Now there were some people online, I was saying, who were claiming that his forearm was down before the first down, which is about right here, I guess. But my take on it is that is way too damn close to overturn. And especially in a moment like this, or like in a time of the game like this.
And with that angle. Because
you can't tell from
angle
here. You can't tell. You need a straight on from the first down. But that's a situation where my my thinking of having a time limit for the review is where this comes in, where it's so close that you just go with the call in the field, because you're not going to probably get conclusive evidence either way.
So here's my question: why they have cameras in the freaking pylons now? Why can't they have a man stand on the first down line?
The chain gang guy, there should be a GoPro right on the top of his chain.
Well,
gang.
I wonder if the quality of that camera would be good enough to see anything, but
it would be better than what from. I don't care what the quality is. If you can look at the quality from the pylons. I mean, I know that it's right in front of, like, when they show that they're right there, but just having what's it going to cost them to throw a camera on?
Throw one more guy on there, and all his job is to sit on the first down line. How many times would that be useful?
I mean, part of me thinks maybe the NFL doesn't want that because it would be too transparent.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. But I mean, they want the right call, right?
Do they? I don't know. I don't think it's conspiratorial, but I don't think that the NFL always wants the right call.
You're right.
I think they want the call that's going to cause the least amount of controversy and the call that is going to help the team that has the biggest fan base. Let's be real. The Cleveland Browns,
get out your tinfoil hats.
The Cleveland Browns are not going to get any calls like that going their way. They're just not.
No. That's such a shame, because they should have won that game.
Yeah, and that essentially cost them the game. You also had, this was later in overtime.
This is what I told you about here.
Oh, okay, yeah. This was I would say a missed call. Make this bigger. Yeah, I mean,
that's a referee right there.
That is absolutely hands to the face, and that he's looking right fucking at it.
He landed at the referee's feet.
How do you miss that, dude?
I don't know. That's terrible. That's like his job. That's the foul he's looking for.
That's so unbelievable. So that was in overtime, and that I don't know what the situation was, but that's a penalty.
Yeah.
That's 15 yards and a first down. At least it should be. So the Browns really got absolutely boned in this one, which is a shame because
their upcoming schedule sucks.
It does, and the Raiders were 0-3, and what adds to the conspiracy is that John Gruden is the head coach of the Raiders.
Right.
And the NFL, it's in their best interest if John Gruden is winning games because of all the hype that he's had.
I saw a morning show host talking about that, even the conspiracy of of Gruden needing a win.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's getting out there. It's spreading.
By the way, we have Austin in the chat.
Austin, what's up?
He said, worked for me this week, can't complain with 12.7. That was back when we were talking about Thursday night choices. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Austin, that's a hell of a score for a 12th pick.
Yeah, you got to be happy with that for sure.
And then he said Nick Chubb is the only player in history to run for 100 yards and 2 TDs on 3 carries. That's crazy.
I didn't know you only had 3 carries. That's a great stat.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Austin.
Thank
I hope
you.
you're still in the chat with us.
Yeah, so that was all from the Browns game. Who else do you want to talk about? I got some more clips, but we can arrive at them organically if you want.
Sure. We can talk about we already talked we didn't talk about this. Austin went with Josh Allen last week and got him 43.98 points. And Austin drafted like 5th or 6th.
Yeah, this was I'm going to blame myself for this one because
I blame every one of you that were above him.
I absolutely should have taken Josh Allen. I don't know what I must have been distracted or something.
Oh my God.
Because first of all, I get Josh Allen and Josh Rosen confused constantly because they're both named Josh and the end of their name is the same. And Brian took Josh Blosen, which for some reason I thought was Josh Allen. And I thought Josh Allen and Josh Rosen were one person. So I ignored both Josh. Sorry, I ignored both Joshes and ended up with Derek Carr. So
what a mistake.
And I was right before Austin. So as it goes down the line, I guess the blame compounds because the next person should be taking him. So I definitely I should be right in the thick of it now. And I fucked myself.
I know. You could have gotten 44 points. Brian could have gotten. Well, Brian went with Rosen. I can't blame Brian for that. Lauren went with Sam. Please, for the love of God, don't give me minus 20 points again. Darnold. Which, if that was her concern, She had Josh Allen. Well, she had Josh Allen last week, and that didn't do well
so
for her.
So the
either.
old back-to-back,
Mhm.
she was averse to the back-to-back.
And then Marianne went with C.J. Beathard. So,
okay.
I mean, I understand why all of them picked him.
I mean, yeah, C.J. Beathard is a backup.
But Josh Allen, man, I know he was coming off a good week, but I said it on the podcast. That was a fluke.
It was an anomaly. Green Bay also really needing a win in that game, since they were 1-1, that badly needing a win there.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like obvious that they were going to come in, or that it was a home game, so they were just going to dominate the entire time, and they did. Josh Allen, God, I almost said Rosen.
He got 44 points, dude. That's why Austin's so far ahead.
So fucking ridiculous. Just a shit game. 7 sacks. I mean, 7 sacks that is like, I think the NFL record is 9 in a game.
The
for
Bills'
the team
offensive
record.
line is garbage.
Yeah,
it's so
total
bad.
shit. So terrible.
I don't care that they're going up against Tennessee next week.
Weren't we talking about the Bills' offensive line early in the season?
About how bad they were.
Drew was commenting about that or something. I can't
so.
remember. I think we talked about that before.
But on the other side, their defensive line has like the highest pressure stat in all of
the Bills. Do
yeah, the Bills. And which brings me to the point of Aaron Rodgers was the highest undrafted quarterback last week with
Aaron Rodgers
with 20 points.
Well, he's still hurt probably. I mean his
yeah, but I saw him. He was running. I mean, he's not himself. He's not 100%, but
he did rush 5 times for 31 yards. He had a 15-yard rush.
Yeah.
I'm not picking Aaron Rodgers ever.
No.
So.
No. Case Keenum and Ben Roethlisberger were next, and that makes Roethlisberger on the top undrafted twice now in 4 weeks.
We're going to talk about the Steelers, but before that, let's watch CJ beat hard do some things. So before he was murdered, this happened. This falls into the category of, I wouldn't call it a bad call because by rule it's the correct call, but it's a stupid fucking rule. So this is just a tailor-made body weight penalty. And he still completed it.
Marianne got 12 points, by the way, with Beathard.
I mean, that's a flag. But what the fuck is he supposed to do? Once again, same conversation. I just want to point out, I think it was at this moment that he's thinking, man, maybe I should get a new day job because that hurt really bad.
Yeah. They had to put in their third string, right?
Yes. That who I don't even fucking know who that is.
No.
But the reason why they had to do that was because of this attempted murder, which I saw live, and I think I almost shit myself because it looked really bad, and I thought he was going to be like hurt for a while, but he actually came back in the game after this. Escapes the sack, decides not to slide. Boom.
It's clean though.
I mean, yeah, it's totally clean hit.
If you look at the replay, it's a clean shoulder-to-shoulder hit.
I thought he hit him in the head at the time, but who is that number 4? I don't know. He looks scared though.
He looks like a kicker.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that is like.
Yeah, you
can't do that, CJ.
He's trying to get that first down, man.
It's not smart. I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
you're not going to last.
Not when
long.
you're the backup.
No, you got to be smarter than that. I'm sure that after he stopped, crying, his coach told him to not do that anymore.
Right.
So just wanted to point that out. That's all I got from this game, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we were talking a lot about Josh Rosen. This is kind of a funny little clip. This is, I guess, like welcome to the NFL type clip here. They get the circle.
I have them
right here.
I've never seen a opposing team help up the opposing team's quarterback, so I don't know what he's thinking.
I've seen it before. I have seen it before.
Have you?
But that's just a clear, like, you haven't earned that yet.
No.
Like, I think if it's like Aaron Rodgers or somebody, and they're buds with the defensive guy, he might help him up, but no. You haven't been there long enough for that. So welcome to the NFL, Josh Rosen.
Man, did you see that Seattle defender get hurt and then flip off his own
I
sideline?
was just yes.
Is that
since we're in that game, that's a good time to talk about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know the backstory here?
I really don't. He's the last member of the elite.
The Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the deal with this was Earl Thomas is basically, if you think about the Le'Veon Bell situation where he's holding out, Earl Thomas is on the other side of that where he chose not to hold out. He's in the last year of his contract. He wanted an extension. They wouldn't give him one. He decided to show up to camp anyway. So that is the reason why after he got injured, he flipped off his own sideline.
Yeah.
Which I would direct that a little higher up to the front office.
Right.
Personally, I don't know if that
It's not your
that to me
teammates.
looks like it's like you're flipping off your teammates.
Could be flipping off a coach or something.
Yeah, I don't think Earl Thomas is the most calm and measured guy out there. But I would say he's got reason to be upset.
Yeah.
That's probably not the way to handle it. But again, I don't blame him because that injury is going to cost him millions of dollars, essentially. So that, and football is a finite. You have very, very short careers, and you got to make your money while you can, which is why I don't blame Le'Veon Bell for what's going on right now. So I don't feel. I feel bad for Earl Thomas. I don't feel so bad for the people he's flipping off, as long as he's directing it towards the owner in the front office.
Right. All right. Let's look at the standings as a whole for a moment. I want to talk about the commish. He had a positive point week last week, but he's still sitting at negative 14 points. Do you think that this is the week he finally gets back to zero?
Ooh, that's a great question. So where's he picking this week?
Oh, let's see. He is picking, like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6.
6, okay. So not exactly.
Which is a shame for only getting 6 points.
Right.
That he has to pick down.
You would hope
sixth.
that you would get a better slot than that.
Yeah.
I think that we're 4 weeks in. We're a quarter of the way through the season. Do we do all 17 weeks in this?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. So about a quarter of the way through the season. It's starting to get to the point, and I don't have a lot of room to talk being in second last. But
you got a little bit of room.
I have about 30 points of room to talk.
You do, yeah.
But it's getting to that point where it's time to fucking go. And if you have another 2 or 3 average or below average weeks, you're kind of basically out of it, and you're gonna have to rely on a huge week or a huge couple of weeks. So Brian is really in a tough spot right now.
Yeah.
He badly needs a breakout week, or at least just like a 20-point week or something to get him
back to zero,
back into like reality.
Yeah. So what I will say is the bottom half, between you 11th and me 6th, is 10 points.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
Things could change in one week. Now, obviously, still way behind Austin as he looks up atop his castle. But
this feels like last year again, man. But with Marianne and Austin both at the top.
Fuck.
Someone's got to take him down. We have to make smarter draft decisions, people. When Austin is in front of us, we have to take options away from him.
You have to stop thinking about just your own strategies and your internal decisions. You have to look externally and not just get points for yourself, but attempt to take points away from Austin.
Because you can't win this league unless you're first.
Yeah.
So all that should matter
if you
right
ain't
now.
First, you're last.
It should be 11 people versus Austin right now, and then as soon as he gives up his spot, it's 11 people versus Drew. The next up,
Right now, there's 2 teams in this league, and it's Austin versus Team Fuck Austin.
Yes, exactly. That's the mentality we need to have, people. So a little more trash talk. All right.
And I will say, Austin, if anybody deserves it, it's Austin, because he's had some of the worst luck in this league ever.
Austin says bring it, by the way.
He's had such bad luck traditionally, and now it's all things that karma is spinning back around. Oh, how the turntables.
So now that we're a quarter of the week in, and we didn't do this at the beginning of the season this year. We talked about Super Bowl predictions, but we never talked about league predictions.
Did we not? Yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So, at this point, do you see Austin running away with it?
I mean, that would be the safe
Right.
choice. I will say, I don't know if I'm going to predict a winner, but I am going to predict that Brian's out.
You think Brian's done?
I don't think there's any way that Brian can overcome this 132 point deficit.
I'm with you.
In what 13 weeks?
Let's say he does get 14 points and he goes back to 0 this week. He essentially is only playing for a 3/4 of the season, while the rest of us had time to play for the entirety of the season.
When you put it that way, that's demoralizing. Sorry, Brian. And he's been sick for like the last month.
I know.
So Brian's
Sorry,
really having
bud.
a tough start to the season here.
We were rooting for you. We were on your side.
We
but
appreciate your efforts as commissioner, as always.
I gotta say, I don't think Austin's gonna do it. I don't think he can keep up this league the whole time. I don't think that the odds are there. Drew is always a contender, and he's in number 2 right now.
He's kind of the quiet surger right now,
and
despite his negative point score, he really had an opportunity to gain some ground this week.
Yeah,
but
and
fell short.
He did -1 this week.
Blake Bortles, man, the Jaguars are legit.
I know. I think Cam has a good shot to come back, but being his first time in the league, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, you need experience. The experience is important. I think Marianne found out last year when she got off to a hot start and then faded.
Mm-hmm.
That might have just been a product of lack of experience.
Mm-hmm. I think this might really be Taylor's year. This might be that she needs to jump off of last week.
Bold prediction.
And run. She needs to run with her 30 points last week and just go.
I think, and it was also asterisk worth noting, auto draft.
Uh-huh.
So, as I've said before, auto draft can be a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically just playing the percentages at that point with Fantasy Pros' ranking system.
And I believe Taylor may be done working Saturdays for a while at least, so I think she's going to have a lot more opportunities.
So that's going to hurt
her. It might. Really might.
Just kidding, Taylor. You're doing great.
You got any more clips for us, Tom?
Well, I was going to talk a little bit about the best quarterback in NFL history, Patrick Mahomes.
Sure, yeah.
Who had another killer game. To start things off, this fucking graphic is amazing, and I hope that these studios who do these games produce more of these things, because I know that there's like some graphics intern guy who's just dying for an assignment like this.
Oh yeah.
This is what they showed.
Oh my god. Wow, that's intense.
Because he used to be a baseball pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking
Someone
great.
spent a lot of time on that.
And then he dances.
And it actually doesn't look bad.
It looks nice.
Sometimes
it looks like a Madden, like it pulled out a Madden.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just like a little Mahomes jerk off sesh right there, which I love. And then he proceeded to come all over everybody this game once again by just having insanely athletic plays.
While you're doing that, I'm going to bring up who they're playing.
Up against Denver. This was late in the game.
Man.
That is so sexy.
The guy knows when to throw it away and when he can pull something off.
And he holds on to it till the exact final second. He's got Von Miller, a Super Bowl MVP defender, coming at him, and he's composed enough to just go left-handed and flip it over.
I didn't even notice he switched to his left hand. Holy shit.
Look at how quick he does it too.
And kind of puts it out there. Wow.
That was calculated.
Wow.
So you had that one. You had another on the run touchdown, which I just love these. He seems to do it real well. He's just got a crazy amount of arm strength. Probably should have ordered these chronologically.
Ooh, he's debatably across that line.
It was close, but I think he was just before the line of scrimmage there.
Ooh. If that black line is accurate, I don't know about that.
Well, the rule is as long as part of your body is behind the line.
Really?
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be fully behind.
Okay.
So I think that's a situation where it's close enough that they're not going to call it. I mean, the guy's he's extremely athletic.
Yeah.
That's all you can really say.
So
And-
they've got the Patriots on the 14th. Is that this coming Sunday?
Yes. The Patriots coming off
Yeah.
a big win where Tom Brady went off. Got one more here. Oh, so this play is this isn't really like a great play by him, but I just thought this was a cool play call by Kansas City. They got three wide receivers here, and they got Kelsey stacked up behind him, and they just kind of do a little flip, and then Kelsey just muscles into the end zone. I like that shit. I like just keep it simple. Just give the ball to the big ass dude and let him get into the end zone. Travis Kelsey, UC grad, shout
out. So they've got the Patriots this week. You think they beat the Patriots?
Is it home or away?
It is at the Patriots.
That would be a massive win for them. I don't think that they can do it.
I think they do.
There you go. Is this a bet?
Ooh,
Are we betting right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we just going whoever wins? No,
there's something
line
on
involved?
The line.
No, I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do straight up.
Okay, straight up. What's the terms here?
Well, you're doing sober October.
I mean, we can always, if it's a drinking thing, we can always push it to November. Like I can fulfill
Sure.
it in November.
What do you want to do then?
Oh. I don't know.
Two shots of crappy tequila?
Why does that have to be crappy all the time?
Because it's fun.
What?
What if a single beer?
What if how about whoever wins we both do a shot of tequila, but whoever wins buys them?
Oh, damn.
Or a shot of your choice, rather.
Okay.
And I'll do a shot of tequila because I hate doing that. And
Okay.
you have to do a shot of something you don't like. I'll buy
okay.
gin. You have to do a shot of gin. How about that?
Oh, Jesus.
Do people do that?
I don't know.
People do shot? I don't think they do.
It's who fucking knows?
Nobody
no one drinks
gin. It's not 1927.
All right, so you buy the liquor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simple. It's a simple bet.
All right, fair enough.
Just for the sake of, because I can't think of anything else right now.
Let's do it.
What else we got? I got a few more things, but they're not really relevant to anything.
Let's see him.
Okay. Let's see. How about Martavis Bryant, a guy who...
Oh, Austin says Kansas City plays Jacksonville this week. Please read the schedule correctly.
Oh,
they do.
They
do.
Okay, well, that's going to affect the bet a little bit.
That does change the bet.
Because Jacksonville, I think, has a much better shot of beating Kansas City than
the Patriots. All right, the bet is off until next week.
Okay, we'll postpone that bet.
We'll push that off. Sorry, Austin. Thanks for keeping us honest.
Yeah, that would have been... We would have both lost that bet. Martavis Bryant, who was a guy who some people thought his career was over because he kept having like drug test problems. Now he's with the Raiders, and he did this on Sunday. An opportunity to score a touchdown here.
Oh, I know.
LOL.
He's wide open. And I bet you were loving this. Because that would have been a 40-yard touchdown for you.
Yeah, it was great. It felt good. It's also just funny that these guys are torched, man. They're not even close to him. And then just watching him just like this move here is just I love it. Face down. Yeah. Come on, Martavis. You got to lay off the weed and maybe you'll catch it next time.
So bad.
Speaking of Steelers and former Steelers, this is probably this should be uploaded to Pornhub. That's Joey Porter, otherwise known as the guy who ran on the field during the Bengals Steelers playoff game when the Bengals collapsed and essentially caused a 15-yard penalty when he had no business being out there. That was them getting their asses kicked by the Ravens and him being really sad about it. So just wanted to point that out real quick. Back to quarterbacks. Josh Allen, not Josh Rosen.
Get it straight.
Right. This is a total bitch move by Josh Allen. That's some soccer shit right there.
That is.
And of course he did not get the call, which good because that's some absolute bullshit.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, I got another.
That one's fucking terrible.
Here's another early whistle. Actually, I didn't show this yet. This is Dak Prescott. So here's the actual full speed play because the slow-mo doesn't really show you much. So they blew it dead right there, and then this guy comes and pushes him, and they call unnecessary roughness on him.
That's not a lot of time for that guy to react.
Hell no. It was zero amount of... That's why I didn't
Eddie-
want to show the slow... I'll show the slow-mo now second, since you just saw the full speed. But look, I mean... How is he fucking supposed to know that?
Yeah. And all he does is push him. He doesn't...
Yeah, it's not like he like put his shoulder into him and drove him into the ground or anything.
Yeah.
Like...
That's tough.
It doesn't show where he got quote unquote touched, but I guess if you look on the full speed one, he does get touched by a defender. And he gets touched right there. But like,
yeah, you don't know.
I think that's just a terrible call.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the one that pissed me off the most out of all of them.
Well, the Browns ones have got to piss you off.
Yeah,
more
but it's the
than that.
Browns. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they definitely did. I think that's about all that I got here. Yep.
Sweet.
That's all the clips.
Well, let's take a look at this upcoming, since we're already into week 5, let's look at the upcoming draft order. You are 7th, right after Brian. I am 2nd. And Austin's already went. He was last.
Oh, right. Austin took Andrew Luck and got a nice little 12-pointer out of it.
Right. So, a lot of opportunities for people to move up or down this week. I want to point out, keep the nicknames going. John, we need a little more conversation out of you, man.
I agree.
We need something.
We have not heard from John in ages.
All I'm going to say is Tom got replaced for lack of input.
I can confirm that John is still alive. I did just see him this weekend, or last weekend rather. So I know that he's out there. I know that he's
not a Russian bot that's
he's
been,
not right. He's not
choosing his quarterback.
He's not a ghost player.
Mm.
So John, just give us just post like a period in the group me just to let us know that you're still there.
Please watch one of these for once, Mies.
Yeah, right.
For once. Well, man, I think that's all we got.
Except for everybody's favorite segment.
I forgot about Who's That QB?
Which, by the way, I think that I need to come up with a, like, you know how they do the Who's That Pokemon? Like, it's like a bunch of kids going, Who's that Pokemon?
Right.
I need to make one of those.
We need the whole, everyone.
Yeah. Everybody record themselves saying, Who's that quarterback?
Yeah.
And, like, just with your iPhone or whatever, and just send it to me.
Would it be easier for you if we all did it together on one mic?
I mean, it would, but there's no way we're going to all get in one room together. So if you could do that, I mean, I can just duplicate it and pitch shift it and shit, so it'll sound like there's a lot more people. But that would be kind of cool.
It would be great.
So this was we all saw last week. Well, me and Gator saw it.
Yeah, because no one else fucking watches it.
So we can finally get into the clues now.
Yeah, we're trying the new format.
Everyone's had an opportunity to see this, so we shouldn't need to sit here and kill time.
Let's do it. Let's move on.
Do we have any comments that we need to catch up on? Nope. Cool.
We are caught up. Austin, I think, is still with us though. So
all right.
Austin might be joining us on this little game here.
All right, so let's get into the first clue. Maybe he's a 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, I totally even forget who this guy is. So.
Oh, good. So you can guess too. It's one of those. It's one of those things that, or one of those clues that really doesn't help at all. Because nobody remembers these guys, and they especially don't remember where they got picked.
Right. Well, that's how the first clue should be.
So, yeah. Any guesses?
No, because I remember you telling me this guy, and I don't know who he is. So.
Okay. Well, then we might as well just get on to the
second one. Moving on.
Had a couple nicknames throughout his tenure. Blue Skies and Sunshine were 2 of his nicknames, which I appreciate because we're a big fan of nicknames in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And I did read that the reason for these nicknames was because despite the things not going his way quite often and things not going his team's way, he was always very positive. He was a very he was never talking shit,
embarrassed and ashamed,
no,
depressed
he was
and scared.
None of those things.
Okay.
Maybe on the inside, but outwardly he never took it out on teammates or got mad at the media. He just kind of always stayed positive. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he wasn't that good. Maybe he should have just got a little bit more mad.
Right. It's Tebowing over here.
Yeah. I think he's probably in the vein of Tebow. I'm not sure about the religion aspect, but he's definitely a happy-go-lucky boy.
Mm-hmm.
Our final clue.
No guesses from Austin, so let's move on to the final clue here.
And I'll do clue 2.5, Austin, you would actually know this more than anybody because, well, that's all I'll say.
Okay.
There's reason for you to know this more than other people.
Michigan State?
No.
Okay.
This kind of gives it away.
Okay.
The Austin part. He was eventually traded from the team that he was drafted from after the arrival of John Kitna and Josh McCown.
To the Lions?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That is why Austin would know who it is. So he probably knows who it is by now.
It says Tim Couch.
No.
It's not Tim Couch.
He was drafted 3rd overall by the Lions.
We'll give Austin a little bit of time.
He'll know. He'll know. He's got to know.
Joey Harrington.
Yep, that is correct. Joey Harrington is the correct answer. I think Joey Harrington actually went to Michigan and not Michigan State, if I remember correctly.
I don't know, but I'm sure Austin will let us know.
Austin could tell me that. I think that's correct, but I could be wrong.
So I like that the blur definitely worked then because we had an incorrect guess.
Yeah, the blur helped. I mean,
right.
Not helped, but it wasn't. It was still enough that you didn't know who it was based on the face. Which
he went to Oregon.
Okay, I was way wrong then.
Way wrong.
Never mind. That's right, because he was on the cover of one of the NCAA football games because he was he was the first quarterback taken, I think. So he was on the cover. I remember him being in his Oregon green uniform.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that was last week. So we have next week's for you.
Yes.
To take a look at.
Now, I think this one's going to be. I chose this one. Tony.
I don't know who this
doesn't know who it is. I'm a little worried it's going to be a lot easier than this. So let's go ahead and let's show it to everyone. Oh, I'm worried it's too easy.
That's pretty easy.
Oh, damn it. That's all right.
I don't know. No, I don't think I don't think it is who I thought it was. So, but this is definitely somebody who's more recent. Is that right? Okay.
Yes, that's the clue I'll give. It's someone who is definitely more recent than what Tony has been pulling out.
Yeah, I usually try to go early 2000s, which is that's where a lot of my football knowledge lies. So it was good that I was kept in the dark for this one.
So Austin already has a guess, and you're wrong. Austin said Christian Hackenberg.
Oh, good guess.
It is not Christian Hackenberg.
Very obscure.
Okay, so the blur is kind of working. I'm gonna give you a dead face, Tony, but I want you to say it. I want you to say who you think it is. Don't look at my face.
I already know it's wrong. Wait, what do you mean don't look at your face?
Because I don't want my face to give it away. So
okay. When I initially saw it, I thought it was Sam Darnold, but I don't think it's him.
I'm not going to say anything.
Because I think Sam Darnold's face is a little more blockish.
I'm giving you a stone cold face right now.
I think I've said in the past.
Stone cold face.
That he looks like the block guys from Mario.
All right, so you all...
those guys.
All right, so you all have a week to take a look. Hopefully someone will actually watch this because I think this one's very gettable.
Very gettable, for sure.
I haven't written up any of the clues yet, but we'll write them up.
And I'll clip this and make sure that everybody sees this. Because if you're going to watch any part of this, you should at least watch this part. Because this is the audience interaction portion.
Yeah. If we have any new sketch ideas or not sketch, clip segments, bits, whatever, bits, bats.
Even if you don't want to be on the podcast, but you have an idea for a good segment.
Please give us some ideas.
Or if you want to put together a PowerPoint and just have us present it, I mean, just anything, just something.
Someone help us out.
I know that it's not fun or convenient to come to my house in Erlanger. I understand that.
Right.
I understand that there's people who have things going on. I understand that Monday nights are a night that nobody really wants to go out and leave their house. And it's usually like, it's first day back in the week. So that's why we tried today. We thought maybe, this isn't.
We didn't give anyone enough heads up.
We did. That's true. We should have posted it earlier.
Yeah.
We'll try to post it maybe a couple of days in advance just to remind people if they can maybe clear their schedule. Or, I know that Marianne and Cam have both expressed interest, but just because of the college football stuff, it's been, that doesn't even make sense because we don't even do it on Saturday. But I know that they've expressed interest in being on. We will work around your schedule.
Yeah.
Gator's schedule is tough with class, but if we need to do it on a Saturday or a Sunday evening or whatever works for you, Friday night, just let us know.
We'll figure it out.
We want people on here. It's more fun when we have guests because we have, we can get into more things to talk about, and it's just.
We need to hear someone else's perspective. We're tired of hearing our own perspective.
We have a very narrow view of the NFL, and our knowledge is siloed in a way that there's not a lot of it.
No.
So anybody, please come on the podcast.
Well, that's it. That's all we got for you on this fine Friday evening. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all check it out later if you
And
didn't
maybe
have time today.
Try it out.
Try it out, man.
Just try it out, man.
Try it out. All right, thanks, everyone. My name's Gator Strand.
And I'm Tony D. Littell.
And this was the 3-Step Flop.